Hello everybody, welcome to this plyometric video by Superfit. It's a lovely day during lockdown at Superfit HQ, and I'm going to go through a series of plyometric exercises with you. Plyometric exercises usually involve jumping, hopping, change of direction. The strict definition is when muscles stretch and then contract. So we're going to do some side-to-side movements, some bouncing, as I said, hopping and jumping. But as ever, we'll start with a quick warm-up. Just jogging on the spot to start with. Whilst I'm doing the warm-up, I'm going to change position. You don't have to. It's just so you can see what's going on. Heels up, high heels. Knees up. Heels up again. Knees up. Hands up at the same time. Arms around. Forward circles, backward circles. Swing the arms, swing the legs. Okay, some leg swings. Forward swings. Wood chops, spread the feet, arms clasped in front, down as though you're chopping wood. And low to high diagonals with an arm, so up, down, a bit like Saturday Night Fever. On the other side. Okay, and then some active stretches. I'm going to swing my leg forward straight and bent on the way back. I'll just show you what on the way back looks like. So I'm trying to keep my bum on the way back. So forwards on the way forward, bent on the way back. Forwards on the way forward, bent on the way back. Okay, same on the other side. And then some calf stretches as well. Quick, active, sharp, short stretches before we start. Okay, first exercise, side to side push lunge. So we're going to go from the center out to the side into a lunge and then push back into the center, but change the foot that you're landing on. So as I go to the right, my left leg stays in the center, and I push back with my right leg, land on my right, and throw my left leg out to the side to go into the lunge over there, and go backwards and forwards. So we're going to do 5 on each side in this set. Number of sets you do is up to you. Looking for at least 2 sets, add a third or a fourth. Plyometrics are tricky, hard work, so if you're not used to them, don't start with too many sets to start with, but we're going to go for 5 reps in this set. Here we go. Second set. Always make sure you have a little pause. My pauses are off camera in between each set. Second set. And unlike me, on that first leap to my left, make sure you've got enough room either side. Third set. Last set. Of course, in your rest breaks, I'm doing this on a hot day, it's over 20 degrees. Make sure you have your hydration on tap. Mine's behind the camera. My hydration breaks are off camera. Make sure you sip some water all the way through a session like this, particularly if you're doing it in a warm environment, even more particularly if you're outside. Okay, fourth set. Okay, next exercise, this one, I'm going to step back into a reverse lunge, swing that leg forwards, and as I swing that leg forwards, I'm going to hop on the other leg. I'm not worried about height of hop, looking more for technique, particularly in the first set. You can increase the height of a hop in subsequent sets. I'm just going to do a demo rep, and then we'll go through 5 reps on each leg for this first set. Back into a lunge. I'm going to swing my right foot forwards, right leg forwards, I should say, and hop on the left foot. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Another demo rep. Okay, here we go. And set proper. Last rep on the left, last rep on the right. Okay, second set of these reverse lunge hops. Of course, during lockdown, if you can get outside with the weather like it is, it's recommended. Get your dose of vitamin D at the same time. We're all a bit vitamin D poor in this country at the moment. So it's come out of the winter period. Now the sun is high enough in the sky and up for long enough to generate the vitamin D in our skin. Obviously look after your skin, don't burn, but a little bit of direct sunlight on unscreened skin, 20 minutes a day, will top up your vitamin D nicely. Okay, into the second set. Last one on each side. Onto the third set of these reverse lunge hops. Last set of these reverse lunge hops. You may find that it's easier to do on one side than the other. I'm finding it easier to swing my right leg forwards and hop on the left than the other way around. It's probably because I'm right-handed and it's easy to swing the right leg forwards. Don't worry about that if you find that difference. Just make sure you focus on a quality technique and you'll find the hop height will improve as your technique does. Next exercise, show your practice rep first, then we'll go into the sets. Again, 5 reps in each of these sets. This one we're going to go into a very deep squat, so you're going to go down to your haunches. If your heels lift, that's fine. Then you're going to spring up as high as you can go, nice landing. You don't have to land all the way back down to the deep squat before you reset and start again. I'll demo. It's hard to get very high out of this deep squat, so focus on technique to begin with, improve the height over the first set and into the subsequent sets. So down into a deep squat, hands out for balance, and then a high jump. And land. You can see I didn't go right down into the deep squat again on the landing, so hopefully you can see what I mean on the landing. When you land, nice and light landing like a cat. Okay, here we go into the set, and take your time between each repetition. You don't need to rush it. Next set of these deep squats with jump. Take your time between each repetition. Third set, jump from deep squat. Last set of the jumps from deep squat. Okay, next exercise we're going to do a squat thrust into a deep squat and then back out into high plank. So the difference between just a regular squat thrust is you're going to take hands off the ground, so you'll be supporting yourself just in the deep squat. Then you rock your body weight forwards back onto your hands to squat thrust back into high plank. We'll do a demo rep first before we do the set of 5 for this first set. Rock forwards and back. I'm going to carry on into the set. Rock forwards, back. Rock forwards again. Last one. Into the second set of the squat thrusts into the deep squat. Rock forwards to back out. Forwards again. Rock forwards, back out. Third set of the squat thrust into deep squat. This one you should feel in your abdomen as well as other areas if you're doing it properly. If you're not feeling it there, you're almost certainly not in the right position when you're in high plank. So in high plank with your hands on the floor, tips of your toes on the floor, elbows straight, so press up position. Keep your pelvis down, keep low, don't let it stick up in the air like a tent, keep it flat. Before you squat thrust, temptation is to push your pelvis up to allow your legs to come forward. Resist that temptation and that will get some better abdominal work going on. I'll just get into position and hold it for a second before I do the first one so you can see. I'll put my pelvis up to show you where you shouldn't be and I'll put my pelvis down to show you where you should be. Okay? So don't start there. A lot of my weight is back on my feet. Start there, a lot more weight on my hands and I can feel my abdomen. And then jump forwards with the squat thrust. And rock back onto your hands. Back out. Now the last set of the squat thrusts into deep squat. Next exercise is long jumps from a standing start. Ideally, make these consecutive so you bounce along in them. We're going to do 5. I do 5 jumps in sequence. I don't have the space here for you to be able to see on this recording. I'd have to use the other side of the balcony where we're in the shade. So what I'm going to do with the space that I've got is jump twice towards the camera and 2 jumps away from the camera and then turn around and do 1 jump. It's not ideal, but that's still my 5 jumps. I'm trying to keep them flowing on the move so I'm not stopping between them, and certainly when I'm jumping and the 2 jumps forwards and the 2 jumps back away from the camera, I'm making sure I bounce into the second jump. Okay, so we're going to do 5 jumps in each set. Again, you can vary the sets. I'm going to be demonstrating 4 sets. If there's anything behind you, give yourself enough space because you're going to swing your arms back to get back the first jump. You don't want to be bashing into walls and balcony edges. Do the second set of the long jumps. As you saw from the first set, because I'm not able to do a 3rd jump, a 4th jump and so on, I'm adding a little jump and turn where I change direction to try and keep the bouncing action going throughout the whole set. So you can play around with this a little bit depending on your physical location. Here we go, second set. Okay, 3rd set, the long jumps. When you're performing these, particularly on the landing, make sure you keep your knees in line with the second toes or the apex of your trainer. Don't let the knees drop in like this. Keep out. And again, you're trying to land like a cat. It'll make a noise, of course, but like a cat. Okay? 3rd set. Okay, 4th set of the consecutive jumps. Next exercise, hopping around a square and back. Conveniently, I've got square paving stones, which are 1/2 meter in length. So you don't need massive hops here. More important is technique, good landing and continuing on around the square and back. So around and back once on one leg is 1 repetition, and repeat on the other side. Do that 5 times on each leg. This is the first set. It's usually a little bit of a wobble for me when I get going, and then that largely disappears. It's probably going to be the same for you. It's getting your eye in basically on the first set. Here we go, first set. Third set. Don't worry if it gets a little bit ragged, like mine was there. This is towards the end of the exercise session. You should find that your second, third and fourth sets are better and more controlled than the first one. Second set, the hops around a square. third set of the hops around the square. The final set and the last set, the last exercise in this session, hops around the square again. If you're feeling it by now, good, you should be. So that's 6 plyometric exercises in this exercise session. We're going to do a cool down in a sec. It's taken me about 45 minutes to get to this point with a little rest breaks and rehydration breaks off camera. Do have the rest breaks in between. Don't go at this too hard, otherwise you just won't be able to complete your reps and sets. If you're not used to plyometric exercises, don't start off with 4 sets. Start with 1 or 2 sets and build up over time. This is the type of exercise to do every other day, not every day. 3 times a week max I'd recommend, and if you're new to it, a couple of times a week. There's going to be another plyometrics workout session on its way, different exercises, including some upper limb exercises. Now we're going to finish off with a cool down. Jogging on the spot again. Flicking the heels and the knees. Some leg swings. And then slightly longer hold stretches to finish off. It's handy that I've got this balcony edging to stretch. You can use a chair rather than something this high if you would prefer. This one, of course, is a hamstring stretch. Should be feeling it here. And this is a stretch for quadriceps. You don't always have to have your knee this bent. Trying to get my bum close to my heel, and stretch is here down the front of the leg. Okay, that's it from me, Simon at Superfit. Please get in touch if you'd like to chat about personal training. During lockdown, that can be done online or via video link. It's been working very successfully with some of my regular clients. When this is all over, face-to-face personal training as well. I am a clinical specialist chartered physiotherapist in musculoskeletal healthcare, so any aches, pains, strains, sports injuries, particularly a speciality, please get in touch. And also keep watching on YouTube for more lockdown workouts that you can do without any specialist equipment. Stay safe and healthy.